Love while locked up in prison. Is it a good thing or bad? Usually bad, but here's my experience while I was locked up in prison. Hello everybody, it's Bun. I know it's been a while since I've really posted anything. I mean, I made one short. A friend of mine had died. Yeah, that sucked. Of an overdose. Yeah, but I've been extremely busy. I have a job now, and I've been working as many hours as possible, and many times. And on top of having a job, I have my own jobs that I'm doing after work to make extra money, and it's just really hard to, then get in front of a camera and, start making content. But no, enough excuses. So, love while locked up. Does it work? Is love a good thing, or even possible when you're locked up? And I also have a funny, well, not so funny story, but I kind of have a fucked up story that really did happen to me after I talk about, like, love and while you're in the penitentiary. Okay, so a lot of people that are in prison for drug-related offenses, whether they were fucked up and hurt somebody, drove a car, stole, got caught with the drugs, whatever the case may be. A big percentage of people in prison, drugs or alcohol played a part. Okay, so, meaning that a lot of people in prison are drug addicts or alcoholics. And, I don't like to feel worthless or bad, or I don't, and you take the drugs away from me, and I am going to run and try to find something, anything to fill that void, make me feel good, make me feel like give me validation, because I hate myself, I think I'm a scumbag. But if I can get this person to stay with me, then, at least somebody maybe doesn't think that. And, okay, so my point is that the relationship becomes your number one priority. Okay? And, okay, so let's say you got locked up and you have a girlfriend. Should you break it off and just do your time? Which is kind of what I did. Or should you, if she's a real loyal girl, trooper, you're married, whatever it is, try to make it work through letters and visits, and if you're lucky enough to be in a state that has conjugal visits, that I can maybe see working. But what, in my experience, what I see happening is a guy will have a girl, and in the beginning he's getting a couple letters a week, and there's pictures, and he's showing everybody how bad his bitch is, and they like to use that term in there too, bitch, and all her friends, and he's gonna hook up everybody, all his guys with her friends, and they're gonna start writing letters to his homies and blah 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 blah. And this goes on for however long it goes. Then all of a sudden he gets one letter a week, and and you can always spot these guys because they're constantly waiting for the mail, and they're constantly on the phone. Okay? When I was in prison, somebody on the outside had to put money onto your phone account in order for you to be able to talk to, people. Like, So for me, especially in the beginning, I wasn't talking to nobody. I didn't get any visits. Not when I went to prison. When I was in jail for the couple times before that, yeah, I got a couple of visits from my girlfriend or fiance, Heather, because I haven't said that before. But she came to visit me a few times, put money on my books. And my sister, also sent me some money in the beginning when I did go to prison. But I didn't get any visits when I went to prison. But anyway, so this guy starts he gets one letter that week. And she's not there to answer his phone calls all the time. And you can hear him, you can see it in his face when the mail gets handed out and he didn't get his letter, and then he gets on the phone with her, and what does he do? He yells at her. Who you with? What you been doing? Something ain't right. You only wrote me one time this week. You're not answering the phone, and blah 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 blah. And and what do you think that does? You think that's good for? That's a good thing to do to somebody that's really doing the time with you? Probably not. So now he starts getting letters every 2 weeks. And in between those letters, you literally see these guys lose their fucking minds. They're going from guy to guy, homie to homie, in their pod, saying, "What you think she's doing, man? You think she broke bad? Why? I'm only get to talk to her every 2-3 days, or 2 times a week now, and I'm, it's like, well, bro, she's probably she's fucking living her life. She's living her life. Yeah, she's probably pissed at you for you being in there, and then you're yelling at her on top of it. And slowly but surely, you know what's coming. I've seen it 1,000 times when those letters start slowing down, or once every 2 weeks and 3 weeks. Then it's coming, and then finally it comes. She says she's found somebody else, and it's in the letter, and blah 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 blah. And the motherfucking guy wants to literally hang himself from the top tier. That is probably 90% of what happens to guys. What happens if you're in a relationship and you try to make it work while you're in. A lot of times you'll get guys that don't care. They tell her, you just do what you gotta do while you're in there. But, as long as you're true to me and help me get through this and put money in my books and, send me a letter once a week and bring the kids and, be a good girl, except for that one fact, you know, live your life, have fun, go out with your girlfriends. You know, I think that's a much better approach to getting, you know, to love while locked up. Okay, so then there's these guys, and you get guys that, you know, their friend has got a girl, and then, you know, after a while they become good friends, and he asked the guy with the girlfriend or the wife if she's got any friends that would mind or wouldn't mind, like, having a pen pal with their guy in prison, so that he can start getting just letters, you know. All right, and sure enough, this one time I was in county, or no, I was in MSDF, and I was in a 90-day AODA program in MSDF, but this is like a medium max prison. Okay, it's very strict, but once you get to the program, it's a 4-man rooms that lock. You got a key to get into your own room, and so it's not so bad. But anyway, my one of my cellies, because I had 3, Steve, I'm not gonna say, and rest in peace, Steve. But anyway, he lands a girl that's in another prison, Cheeto. That's the girl prison in Wisconsin. And I, after a while, think I'm cool with this guy, and fucking tell him, look, bro, let me write just a little letter, to a friend, and have her pass it to someone. And I did. I wrote a little paragraph saying, like, look, I'm not looking for much. Just get to know you, something to do, get some mail, tell you a little bit about myself. You tell me about yourself, and who knows where this goes, and blah 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 blah. And I give this letter to my roommate, and he puts it in his, or mails it with his letter to Cheetah, to get his, I don't know, pen pal girlfriend, his in prison girlfriend, and he actually got pictures of her, and his girl wasn't that bad. I mean, she wasn't a knockout, but she was decent. You gotta understand, in prison, the girls don't get makeup and all this other shit. They're using Kool-Aid or whatever the fuck, so as makeup. Anyway, sure enough, about a week, I get a letter. Or I'm sorry, I don't get a letter. All right, I do get a letter, but not handed to me by the COs. It gets handed to me by my roommate. And sure enough, I read, he reads, he says, hey, here's a letter for you. And I'm like, whoa, no way. I was actually excited. I wasn't getting any mail from anyone. I mean, I was just in there by myself. But anyway, I read this letter about this chick. Her name is Dawn. She lost her mail privileges for some bullshit, something. I don't know what she did, but she did something that she lost her mail privileges, so she has to send the mail through her girlfriend's, who is my roommate's girlfriend. The mail has to go, her letters have to go through them, and mine has to go through them to get to her. All right. So I write a letter telling her all about myself and blah blah blah. Recovered heroin addict, was in college, blah blah blah. Painter by trade. Just everything. A couple lies too, because back then I didn't give a fuck. Could have told her I was Superman or Batman, for all I know. But anyway, I send her I give him the letter to send to her, and it started for me. I started to constantly I was constantly waiting for the mail. Is there going to be a letter inside of Steve's letter from his girl? Is there? All right. And so anyway, I start really getting intimate with this girl. Not like sexually intimate, but just, I don't know. I did. I started to care for her as a friend, and I looked forward to hearing her stories, and because they were actually really crazy, and some of them were really gross. Really gross. Talking about girls and girls that liked to smear shit, and I mean, it was over the top gross, and I should have fucking known something was up there. Okay? But anyway, I'm starting to care for this girl, but I'm wondering why I still got to give these fucking letters to my buddy to actually get to her. And, so, I'm writing a fucking, a really serious letter about how, if I want to meet this girl after we both get out, I really want her to try to, stop getting in trouble and get her male privileges back and all this other shit. Enough is enough. We need to use this time to grow up. I care for her. I want to see her do good. I want to meet her. I want to meet her, and I want her, I want her to be my soulmate. Now, I am with my soulmate, who I love more than anything. But when I'm being locked up, a fucking pen pal really, really, can mean a lot. So I'm down in the day room writing this letter, and this guy comes up to me, and he goes, and he sits down, and he goes, Stefan, look, dude, you're a good dude. You help everybody out. Yeah, you really are trying to change your life. I don't have a bad thing to say about you, and it just this shit's going on long enough, and I can't do it anymore. There is no Dawn. That was her name. Those letters that you've been writing have been getting passed around the entire prison for everybody to laugh and joke. And and I thought, because guys would be saying shit to me with a smile on their face, but of shit in the letters, but I didn't tell anybody that I put that in the letter. But I just thought maybe I fucking did tell somebody, or dude, the whole entire fucking pod was in on it, except for a couple of my close buddies. But you don't snitch. And oh my God. Now, this is a program where if you fucking do the 90 days, you get out. I don't know what just happened there. But anyway, I don't even know who's writing these letters. It turns out it was not even my roommate or my cellmate. It was these other guys in a whole nother room that were they would literally like sit around in a circle and think of shit to fucking write in there. And they made it serious enough that I bought it, but there was enough fucking red flags there. You know, with the shit talk and the fucking, you know, that I should have put 2 and 2 together. And fucking, you know, no. But the truth, so I wait for my cellie to come in, and the second he walked in, I handed him my letter. I finished writing. I just wrote some bullshit this time. And I wrote really tiny at the bottom. Really, really, really tiny at the bottom. I know what you have done. And when he fucking was standing up and he was looking at it, I fucking, as hard as I could, right through the fucking letter. Pow! Whew. Fucking blood's coming out his nose. Oh my God! I'm like, you motherfucker! And I'm hitting him. And our other cellie, now he was a pretty big dude, big African American guy, super cool, man. I wish I could fucking find him. Tore me off of him, and then we had to wrap towels around dude's face because it's bleeding. It's like an hour and a half away from count. And I'll be honest, you know, I was depressed for like 2 fucking weeks because truth be told, I liked having that pen pal. I liked getting to know this Dawn. And just, you know, to know that I poured my heart out in it and told a lot of personal shit out there, and for all that to just be fuel for the whole entire pod and prison, because it got around to help make everybody laugh. It was probably one of the most fucked up, cruel things to ever happen to me. And it was a true story. So no, I don't think fucking love belongs is a good idea while locked up. I don't know. Do your time, do it yourself, get the fuck out, and then become a man that deserves the kind of girl you want in your life. And with that, stay true, stay you. I'm Bun. I'm out. And how does it go again? It says, it's stay you, stay true, have fun. I'm Mr. Bun, and I'm out. Whew. I like that better. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Let's go crush life. And don't go trusting your Sally with your most intimate secrets, assuming he's a good guy, and not giving your most secretive personal letter to the whole world for everybody to laugh at. Thanks for listening, and guys, have a good day. I'm Bun. I'm out.